Hey there, welcome to PulpMX Classic Commentary. I'm your host, Steve Matthes. With me this week, we're doing 88 Pontiac, and with me, helping me call the race is...
Ron Lechien.
Ronnie, thank you for doing this, man. Here we are at the Palatial Maxima offices, and there's Larry Huffman.
Yeah, the
God.
Supermouth, man.
Did
he
you-
was the guy.
Did you hang out with Larry outside of the races?
Not really.
No,
I mean,
okay.
I would see him around, and obviously, if we get up on the podium, we got a chance to to see him and talk with him. But yeah, no, not a whole bunch. I mean, but he did kind of make it around. You know, he was out hanging around in the infield. And
the reason I say that is because when you hear him announcing, he talks about you guys kind of. I was talking to Ronnie. I was talking to Ward. So you're like, well, how much does this guy really talk to these guys?
Well, I mean, we definitely talked about it. I wouldn't say we hung out anywhere else away from the races. But yeah, during the races, he'd be down on the floor when we were doing, press days and stuff like that. So we did develop a relationship. And he was a
great
really
announcer.
Good guy.
Yeah, great
really
announcer.
Guy.
He also did commercials in the LA area for mattress stores.
Yeah. I would hear him driving up through LA, and you could just tell his voice, and you're like, oh man, he's doing some other.
Pontiac Silverdome. It was good for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I always did really well at Pontiac. I really like the dirt there. I do pretty good in the ruts, and some of the other guys struggle in ruts. And that track always had the soil was like real wet, and it just you step on it, and it kind of squishes under your feet, so it would rut up really big. And I do well there.
88. You're riding Cowies. Number 4. You had a pretty bad 86 season. 87, you started coming around. 88 now, again, riding well. And there's RJ.
Yeah, that's San Diego right there.
We're recapping some of the races.
Yeah, that's the San Diego Supercross right there. I remember that one. 88 was pretty good for me. I think I did have one win, and most of the other races I was behind the two trainer guys.
There you are.
Yeah, there's
Bad Bone Motif.
That actually, whoa.
Looks like they were recapping. You might have won that one. They were throwing a checkers flag.
Yeah. Most of the year I followed Rick and Wardy around. They, I had the speed for, a few laps, but once the endurance came into it, those guys kind of motored away from me, and I had a big gap on fourth, so there really wasn't anybody pressuring me. And like I said, most of that season to me was uneventful because I kind of rode around in third most of the year.
What were they? Was it just
which
better?
Was a podium? That's a big deal these days. Wasn't in those days, but
look at these guys on the starting line.
Yeah, the old answer gear. Look at that stuff.
Well, yeah, and those guys had you figure endurance on you. I mean, is that looking like they just trained harder?
Yeah, they did. I mean, both those guys were, totally into training, and and I was just the opposite at the time. There's old Sean Kalos.
Sean Kalos. He was a big guy, huh?
First guy to ever have a full-on semi at the races.
There you are, right next to the box.
Yeah, old Bad Bones. Yeah, I always liked the box too. It's a good place to start. Give you
Stanton,
a little room.
Number 8, Chicken on a 250. I don't know who 29 is. Maybe that Frizz.
I'm thinking maybe that or not the Hoop.
Oh, there's Mike Fisher.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. Heat 1, 250cc, and gate drops. There's Dogger off.
Yeah, I always liked the heats. The heats were short, and I knew it. So,
hey,
not a very good start there.
Bad start
that's
for you.
Sure, yeah.
Look at who's that? Oh, Chicken into the lead. Did you like going into the stands?
I did. It was pretty cool. Except that turn was really super tight, so you had to watch out. If you went running in there on a start and and got on the inside, you'd get stacked up pretty hard right there. That looks like Dubach. I'm thinking.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
Dubach and Chicken.
Dubach always a good starter, huh? Always.
Yeah, always. Even to this day, he's.
Which you just raced against him in the World Vets.
Just raced against him in the World Vets, and I've seen some of the photos, and I was amazed.
Did he whole shot you?
Oh, by a mile. I couldn't believe how far ahead he was.
And Glover broke his leg in wrist or leg in '87. That's hence the number 44.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I won one night of this round. I don't know if it was this night or the other night. Because now that I'm starting to remember the track,
we'll see. I didn't watch beforehand, but and Chicken was a 125 guy. Oh, look at that!
Oh, there you go. He just got punted by
Glover.
I think it was Dubach.
Was that Dubach?
I think. Oh no, it was
Glover. Yeah. Which uncharacteristic for Brock, huh?
Well, there he goes. Stalls his bike. That'll get you
Look
back.
at the dogger on the inside.
Just put him down there too. Here we go. Come on, coming back.
Look at.
A little outside
you never sit
line.
down.
I like that.
You just never sit down in these.
That was a hot move. I just got 3 guys in 2 turns.
Look at you. You're all amazed with yourself.
I like that. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I don't.
An inside on Dubach.
If you sit down, then it takes that much more energy to stand back up. So I had to figure it out.
Really, what do you think of this bike? What do you remember?
The 88 bike was good. We were getting it dialed in. It actually was even a little bit better in 89, and I wished I would have had a chance to ride the 90 bikes a little bit because they were leaps and bounds better. But, yeah, this is looking pretty good here. I'm pretty happy with this pick.
Oh, a little quicker.
Whipper. Oh,
Case
about killed myself when I landed.
I don't even have the guys getting that. It's just excited about watching themselves, but you're into it.
I'm my own biggest fan, man.
I know you like the Dalmatians, but this was your best look, Ronnie. Bad
bone stuff. Yeah, I kind of stuck with my style at that time.
Right. Whoops are pretty, like even for today's, those are big.
We're just kind of rhything them through them, though. You know, they weren't,
no blitzing.
No blitzing at that time, and we used to kind of come up with a little tap theory, wheelie in, hit one, and get over the next one. So.
Blitzing kind of didn't happen until like Bale, I heard, early 90s or whatever.
Yeah, I tried my hardest to do it. I did a few overseas races with Bale, and I'd sit there and watch him and analyze what he was doing, and I would say, all right, I'm committing. I'm going to try it, and I'd go on my ass.
There's that myth about you that, hey, if Ronnie's on, none of us can beat him. You know what I mean? Did you know when you were on? Like, would you go to the track on Saturday morning or not maybe and just know it? Like, you know what I mean? You know the old story, like, hey.
I always felt good, and I always was fast. I would never really know how the race was going to play out for me.
Okay, so you wouldn't know ahead of time.
I wouldn't really know ahead of time because it just depended on how I felt. And, obviously I was always fast for a few laps. It just depended on how long I knew, if I could hang on or if the race came to me. I mean,
yeah.
Andrew, you got to get lucky every once in a while, Andrew. So
yeah. Whoa.
One-hander. Style king.
Now, did I miss when you got Glover?
I got him back when that hole with that big pileup, and remember there was about 3 of them
that's right. Okay, yeah, my bad. I was looking at you. So heat race win. Yeah. $5,000, $3,000.
I doubt that. Back in those days, who knows? Yeah, maybe. I don't think they paid for the heats at all.
Oh, okay. All right.
They did have a thing going this year. It might have been this year in '88 that they had they called it Coors Crown or something for all the heat race wins, and they tallied the points for the year, and whoever won the most heats won this cup or something. Yeah. And
shredding that turn.
Yeah, I'm liking that. Looking kind
stand
of
up, stand up.
It wasn't last whip or what?
Probably right here, I would say.
Oh.
I was looking for a no-legger.
Yeah, something. No, that track looks cool. I'm looking, like I said, it looks like it suits my style well. A little bit ruddy, a little soft.
If you go through your win record, a lot of Seattles, a lot of Pontiac, you know what I mean, ruddy, soft dirt, like you said. Yeah. Just maybe more technical, too.
I guess maybe that comes from where I grew up riding at Verona. I still ride out there today, and it develops ruts, and it's kind of a little bit of everything. It's hard, and it's got soft, and then it's got sand, and so I'm thinking maybe
victory.
Yeah, nice. Fish in there on 4th.
Yeah, how weird is that now? Fisher's cow with manager. Here you are, Maxima. You're sponsoring them. You see him all the time. Glover's Dunlop. You see him. Dubach. You just raced him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's super cool still being involved in the industry. And
my favorite helmet of yours, right there.
Yeah, I think I still have that one over there in the other room, running the Maxima.
Oh yeah, always, huh?
Always
Maxima.
A little bit of mullet, the early mullet. I think it got a little longer the next year.
Interesting to know, though, it did get longer the next year. Like you said, you didn't know if you were on. Because if you talk to RJ or Glover or Wardy, they're like, hey, Ronnie's on. Can't beat him, but you didn't know that.
Like I said, it just totally depended on how the race developed and how my stamina felt. And like I said, my program was so all over the map at that time that there was no way of telling what I did this week was going to work better than what I did the last week because we don't know what he did last week.
You did try to buckle down, though, right? You would be straight for train ride for a week at a time or 2 weeks at a time.
Right? There was times.
And then you were like, forget it, I can't do this.
Yeah, I mean, there was times when I buckled down and I tried to do the right thing, and then I'd go to the race and get my butt kicked. And then the next week I would do everything, wrong and win. So it was kept cementing my thought that, just have a good time, take it kind of take it lightly. You know, I didn't want to get too focused on everything, or then I would get, make me nervous, and then I'd make mistakes, and it just seemed like if I was more nonchalant with my approach to it and treat it like it wasn't as big a deal as it was, although the stands look pretty empty there.
This might be a Sunday afternoon one, right? Like
it might be.
You never really. Hey, what was Wardy like as a teammate? As Wardy just into the lead, followed by Kehoe. Wardy, good guy, huh?
Always. Yeah, I always had a good time with Wardy. We always feel
ouch.
Hurts it when I see him case stuff because I know his ankles were so bad. But
yeah,
he was a really good teammate. I really had a good relationship with Wardy. Sometimes looking back, I wish I wouldn't have been so nice to him because I knew he was my teammate.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him a lot of room. I gave him more room than I gave anybody.
Right.
And a couple times late in the like '89, a couple things happened where I think he meant to do them, and it kind of caused me to get behind in the series. And I was like, man,
you're like, wait a minute, I gave you a lot of room back in the day.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that to you. And but he was always a fierce competitor. So you're out there on the track, whether it's your teammate or not, you gotta do what you got to do to win. And he wanted to win, and so did I. And he put the work in to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was maybe harder for those guys to get beat by me than it was anybody else because they knew I maybe was just kind of winging it.
Frustrating because they're putting in the miles on the road bike and the running and everything else.
Exactly.
And then Lechien, who they heard from their buddy's neighbor that was out all night or whatever, beats them.
Yeah.
I imagine, too, your bikes probably aren't very similar testing. Like
they were
short,
pretty
stocky.
close. Yeah, we didn't do that much with we didn't, they didn't lower. They might have lowered his bikes, but my bikes were, we didn't make them taller or anything like that. Maybe just pushing the suspension up in the clamps or something like that, depending on what track we were at. But, they were production-based bikes, so they weren't that, that much different.
One thing about watching this DVD set, and nobody knew it at the time, the suspension is so soft. Like, I don't know if you guys had Supercross settings even. You must have.
Yeah, we did.
It's so soft. You know what I mean? Like, I guess, nobody really knew that much yet about check valves and, valving and everything.
Well, it seems like they're getting, it's definitely getting a little more jumpy at this time, It just kept getting more and more. The one thing about tracks like these back in the day, I always say is, we didn't have a track builder that followed us around to every event.
Right.
We'd go to this different state or this different Supercross, and there would be whoever was local there would build the track for us. So it was really hard for us to get familiar with the jumps and the way they built them. I mean, you'd really have to go out there and learn the tracks quick because, like I said, every week was some different builder. It seems to me like the tracks are pretty similar these days. Once they do the triple at Anaheim 1, they've pretty much done it all year.
Yeah, 67 feet or whatever.
Yeah, it's like exactly the lip, the takeoff, everything is perfect,
You're absolutely right because another one of these races, the transition for one of these, a double, is so horrible. It's shooting all you guys up in the air. I don't know who built the track, but the transition is garbage,
Yeah. Well, they really didn't have the science down, and even with the the lime and the dirt and all that different stuff to keep the tracks holding up, they just.
What'd you think of Kehoe as a rider? Did you ever?
I battled Eric pretty good. I mean, obviously, when I first came up racing amateur, Eric was the guy. It was Eric, and a little bit before his time, it was like Wardy, and it was kind of Kehoe and Holland for me, and I was a little bit behind them, and I was always playing second or third fiddle. Or third or fourth fiddle behind George
at
and
the amateur
Eric.
stuff, you mean?
Yeah, the amateur stuff when we were on 80. So, I always really looked up to him and thought he was, God. And then when we got on bigger bikes, things changed, and I was able to take care of him on the bigger bikes, which is, you just never know until you get to the pro ranks. You can win all the championships you want on a mini bike or a 60 or a 50, but until you get to the big bikes, which there's a little more transition these days. You've got the 125 class, which we didn't have then, or the lights class to transition and give you more time to get ready to go into the big class.
Yeah.
But in my day, it was jump right in when you're 16.
Yeah, you're 250 Supercross. Here you go.
Yeah. So luckily I was a taller stature rider, and things just excelled for me when I got on the big bikes.
And Wardy running the open face.
Yeah, that's
cool.
Open
face for a while.
Well, no, Kehoe. He might have one on too.
Yeah. And then Kehoe too. Well, I guess you really didn't battle with him in '85. The 125 Nationals.
I know he won a round, but I think I got a flat tire. It might have been like Mount Morris, and I had it won, and I got a flat tire. And the only other round I didn't win that I raced, my bike broke at
the opener.
At the opener at Gainesville. So
I watched Millville 85. You won 125, and I mean, dude, you're gone. I mean, I know your bike was bitching.
Yeah.
But you really had no competition in 85.
Yeah, not really.
Poor Kehoe and poor Holland.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely had a superior bike, and I think it was both. I mean, I definitely had those guys covered in Supercross and in outdoors, so there was no question. Yeah,
Kehoe, Tishner, Bowen, Andrews rounds out Heat 2. We'll watch the heats, and then we'll go right to the main event here. RJ, El Cajon guy, you're El Cajon, Glover's El Cajon. Look at Wardy.
Yeah, that is a cool helmet. I think it said "Who's Bad" on the top or something.
Like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. One of them he had that said that.
How bad was it with you and RJ at this point? You guys had some run-ins in '87, but was there ever a point where you and RJ were all right with each other, or do you?
I think at this point we'd kind of squashed all. I mean, we weren't best friends, but we weren't hating each other. And he had, I think RJ's all good as long as he's winning. If he's not winning, then then he's got issues with everything. So
right.
At this point, he'd kind of taken over, and he was the top guy. And we didn't speak a whole lot, but we didn't have a big.
It wasn't gnarly.
Big controversy, but like I said, I'm sure if he wasn't winning, then it wasn't good.
He would go on to win the title this year. He, if you look at him compared to not so much you, because you have kind of effortless style. Look at him towards the other guys. He's really more aggressive in this era than the other guys, attacking the turns and elbows up.
He was always a really aggressive rider. Like I said, we had a lot of run-ins, and I kind of always was too. I mean, if there was a wheel or a place to get it in there, I'd like to stick it in. That kind of got my adrenaline rushing for me when I'd race. Not that I was just it was mundane, but it just until something happened significant, someone ran into me and kind of woke me up and got me pissed off. Then the race was on. Then it was like
George Holland.
Yeah,
kind of underrated, I thought, in 250 Supercross this year. I mean, he was like the 4th and 5th place guy.
Yeah, he did a lot better that year for sure. I know he had some issues with his shoulders and stuff, and he might have won the 125 championship this year, 88, I think.
He did.
Yeah,
yep.
So he did pretty well in Supercross. He did pretty well in outdoor, which was cool to see. I think the Hondas were good bikes that year.
Just going to ask you, do you think the Hondas were a better bike than your bike?
Oh, yeah, by miles. Yeah, just all the development and all the technology they had from the works bikes. I mean, it carried over for, I'm thinking, at least 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
They had all the upside-down suspension. Rick had some stuff that really nobody else had early on. I mean, I'm thinking we didn't get this upside-down suspension on the Cowies. I'm trying to remember. Maybe until mid-'89.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is 88, and
beginning 88.
Yeah, and he's got them on there already. Which
did they make a difference though? The upside downs back then, were they better?
Everybody was kind of
because you had the
little bit leery of them because it was so different.
Right.
But I guess looking back now, we should have been gotten on it. Because it's night and day.
That's the wheel tap right there.
Yeah, that was a nice little one to get out of there. Yeah, everybody else is double.
Do you know who Leask is number 7?
Yeah.
Quick shot of number 17 on a Suzuki there. Do you have any idea who that was?
Oh, maybe your boy Rollerball?
It is Rollerball. Good one. Yeah, Dogger. Here he comes. Rollerball.
Rollerball, your hero.
Oh, he was good. 17, racing part-time, by the way.
That's pretty cool.
Dogger?
That's pretty cool. He's got a lower number than Glover.
There you go. See? Yeah, Glover 6-time.
Yeah.
and he's got a lower number. I remember when I was a mechanic and we went up in the stands, I walked the track after a couple times, and the rut's going, you're hauling ass down the stands, and the first jump was always a triple.
Just a big rut.
Just
all the way
rut, dude. I was like, look at that wheel tap again.
There's another one. He's got that one down.
And then Leask, what do you know about him? You ever hang out with him? You ever talk to him?
Not a whole bunch.
No.
Always a nice guy, though. I know he did a lot. He came over and rode some of the outdoor stuff with us for a while, and then he moved on and went to the GP stuff. And then we had a pretty good race at the Donations in '88 when he was riding for Australia. And,
with you?
He was second in the 500 class to me in the '88 Donations.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
Actually, I did an interview with him, and he said that ride helped him get a GP ride because people remembered, hey, only one guy beat him.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did pretty well, and he actually they red flagged one of the races. I think it was the second moto, and they might have red flagged it, and I'd already gone. I hole shot it, and I was leading, and they red flagged it, and then he got the start on the second the second time, and he helped me off for a few laps. So,
in your opinion, what's the difference between Ward and RJ? Because RJ kind of had him. Wardy was close. RJ was the better rider, and there he goes winning the heat. I think right here, maybe not. Okay, what was the difference between them? You think it battles so much.
Man, I don't know. Wardy's such a smart racer. Later in life, I've kind of analyzed it a lot, and I just think Wardy had more of a plan, and it was just strategy and so smart, and where RJ just hammers it, man. He's going to grab it and take it, and whatever it takes for him to get it. And grab it and take it, and then you got to try to get it away from him. And
Wardy's too smart to just to maybe turn off his brain a little bit. Or is that what you're?
Man, I'm just like Wardy. He lets the race come to him. He's a super smart racer. I never realized it, which I should have. I was trying to be too nice to him.
Last lap for Johnson.
To figure out. I think a couple of things he did. He really thought beforehand. Hey, if I get Dogger behind the ball, the 8-ball here, in the beginning of the series, he'll be riding over his head, and maybe something will happen. And
you think he thought that much ahead and stuff?
I kind of do, man. I don't know. Because that's very first race of the outdoors in '89, he freaking cleaned me out in the first turn. I had the whole shot, and then from that moto on, I was always chasing, trying. Yeah. And they only had like 5 races,
Right.
And he knew I was faster than him on the 500. I think
you were a good 500 guy.
Yeah, he knew I was faster from testing and stuff. Oh,
George. I always thought Johnson had the number 1 on his chest protector, but he had a 2 over top, so that everybody knew that he was like number 1. Should have been number 1, but instead he had to run a 2. Yeah. I used to be like a fan. I'd be like, dude, you're 2. Let it go. You're not 1. There's RJ with the big win.
That's cool, Whip.
Dean Mattson.
Hey, Donnie Schmidt, the late, great Donnie Schmidt.
What about him? You ever hang out with him much?
Yeah, in Europe I did a little bit. He was always a super nice guy. I had a really good time with Donnie, and Mattson, that's a good one there. I think he's over in your town now.
Oh, he is? Yeah.
That's what I heard.
I didn't know. I'll have to look him up.
To give you his number. You're married, though, dude.
Yeah. Saporita Italia was the fast cross guy.
Yeah, I never did attend that race. I never did attend Saporites. I know they put up some big money.
That's who that is, though, right?
Watches.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Yeah. RJ always ran the full chest pro, too.
Yeah,
always ran full chest pro.
I never. I did a little bit in some of the outdoor in Binghamton and some of the rockier events, but mostly in Supercross. But hey, he was protecting himself for the championship.
Is that what it was?
Probably. That's what he was thinking.
How much is a championship bonus back in for you?
It was about $100,000 for Supercross, and I think it was $80 for outdoor.
Oh wow, okay. So, and how much was a race win? Do you remember?
20, I think. For 20 for a Supercross and not much
outdoor. I don't really want to break this to you.
Oh, I know.
It's a heat race. It's 10 now.
A heat race?
It's 10.
Jesus. Yeah.
Which is 8 laps or 7 laps.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know what the win is for what is it, like 50 for a lights win or something?
Yeah, I think it's about 75 or for a 450 main.
Yeah.
I heard.
That's
I don't know.
Crazy.
You would have had a.
That almost wants me.
Well, you still
make me go out and train and.
You'd still be working here at Maxima no matter what. All right, main event, 250 main event is on the line here. Looks like Wardy took your gate pick, Dogger, but yet you won the heat. So
I won my heat and he won his, so maybe his was a little faster than mine.
Yeah, there you are. There you are. Who's your mechanic there?
Mike McAndrews.
Oh, is that Mike McAndrews?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Maybe take a leak or something. Go chasing those girls right there. I'm going to get that chick's number. What are you kidding?
Did you guys pit inside, the factory guys, back then too?
Yeah, back then we did it at Pontiac. Yeah, a couple of the stadiums we pitted inside. Houston, Seattle, Pontiac.
Oh, Wardy, why are you so upset?
Yeah, man, he's getting freaking his game face. I told you he's a smart racer.
Tom Morgan?
Yes,
right
Tom
there.
Morgan.
His
That's
mechanic?
my first
is that
mechanic,
Ash?
Ash.
Is that Ash?
Yeah, Rick Ash.
I love Rick Ash. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good
Still
good
at Cali today. Here we go. And guys are getting ready. Gate drops. All right, let's keep going. Not a good start.
Hey.
Where are you at?
Oh, come on, baby. Oh, another mid-packer.
Well, you're right by RJ, so.
Yeah, like I said, this might be the Dubach again, man. Dude. Come on, that guy's the king.
Nice turn by Wardy there.
Yeah.
That was good.
Where are we at? Coming in, we're already in like 4th right there, I'm thinking.
You know why? Because you pivoted on that turn pretty good, I bet.
Yeah.
You were killing it in a heat race in that turn. So
maybe that's
chicken, I think. Here's RJ coming through traffic. You got to be right around there. It's Tishner, 23. Oh, Keo takes him. There you are.
Yeah, I see some pink back there in the back getting on RJ.
Yeah, you didn't have the chest protector on for the heat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rocks,
Maybe I started putting my game face on for the main event here.
Right. Oh, hitting RJ a little bit there.
It don't hurt to hit RJ at all, you know. Watch out for inside line on Kehoe coming up is what I was thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Wardy's out
Tishy
front
right there, I think.
He was a better rider than he got credit for. Do you think? Or?
Well, he won the lights title, and after he never really won a 250 outdoor, or Supercross.
Right.
So
but I saw him out front a bunch though. Like he got one shot at Suzuki ride, and that was it, dude. Yeah. You're done. Yeah. I just thought he deserved better.
I raced him a little bit in Europe and stuff, and he definitely had some fast stuff, but I don't know. He never really won the races to get the notoriety. I think in the big bike class.
Dude, you're stalking Johnson right now.
I like that. That's good. But hopefully, I'm going to punt him off the track in a minute.
Well, if you spend too much time effing around with him, Wardy's going to take off. Look at Wardy. He's on a mission.
Gone. Yeah, well, there's where his race face came in right there.
Serious race face. Oh, and RJ gets by Dubach, which makes you. I like those YZs, by the way. The look of those YZs.
Those old YZs.
With the big shroud on it,
I'd like to get near Dubach to be able to get by him these days.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
More now than back then.
You did just talk about that real quick. You just raced the Vet National plus 30, plus 40?
Plus 40
plus
Pro,
40 Pro, and you went 3-3?
3-4.
3-4.
Yeah.
So
running third in the second moto, and I got my tongue caught in the chain. So
were you? Oh, look at RJ. Already got into second. You got into third though. So
yeah. So here we are.
What did you say at the beginning?
This is kind of how they played out. A lot of the races did.
Just hit fast forward, and we already know.
I really couldn't catch. A lot of times those guys would get out and just hammer out 20, and I'd do about 8 or 10 and be survival mode after that.
Yeah. You know what's funny is right around the late 80s is when I watch these DVDs, as you know. Late 80s, you start seeing you guys really evolve a little bit. Like the 85 Rose Bowl, for example, you guys look like you're struggling through the whoops. Here, like you're wheel tapping, you're getting through them. I don't know. I just think things evolved in 88, 89, 90.
I think a lot of the factories
are.
were starting to be, in the beginning, Honda was really the only one that had a Supercross track, and then Cowie got one. I think we got ours in 80, maybe in 88, and we started having our own track to practice whoops and do that kind of stuff. I mean, normally we'd go out and maybe somebody had somewhat of a Supercross track to practice on, but it wasn't a full-on custom built, indoor track with the whoops and everything, so like Honda had in the beginning.
Yeah, you just started getting better out of that way.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of the factories, even Suzuki, and then Yamaha had one out at, I think, De Anza.
Yeah.
And
and then this year, this was your last year of a Cowie contract?
Nope, this is 88, and I rode 89 as well. I got,
No, I know, but you had to re-sign. This was your contract year? You had to re-sign for 89 or something, or no?
I can't remember. I think I had another year. No, maybe not, because I think, and I remember him talking about winning the Donations got me my ride again for 89.
That's where I was getting to. In the magazine I just read a month or two ago, they said you were riding for your contract, which I don't know how much is true. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if I was too worried about it, but
yeah, exactly. RJ's catching him a little bit.
Yeah, he might get him here.
Wardy's got to pick it up.
I'm throwing anchors. What I'm thinking.
Yeah, you're not in this.
I'm not in the picture anymore.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah, RJ's on a mission. I'm over here. There you go.
Ooh, Dogger, you dropped a little bit. I love those numbers that Wardy had, the big, thick numbers that you had them too. Those were pretty stylish back then.
I'm running one right now. I figure I've got the big, thick number. Oh!
Whoa! RJ.
Almost he's pushing. Pushing.
Yeah.
I took, I figure I earned number 4 in 88 and 89. I could run it on my bike today.
Yeah, you are the number 4.
Yeah.
Screw Ricky.
And I got 4th in the World Bet, so
there you go.
It really sticks.
no, it really works.
Both ways.
Were you like a lot of these races. Oh yeah.
Man, everybody's sticking the front wheel about ready to.
Here comes RJ.
You know,
Cue the Jaws music coming in on.
There's Dogger. Still.
Look at that. Nice wheelie.
Yeah, that was a little sketchy.
Yeah. Kind of just riding by yourself, like you said.
Yeah, that's like I said. A lot of the races turned out that way. Like I said, look at these guys are just.
Schmidt's getting laps, so something happened to him. He's probably not that bad of a rider, you know. Yeah, RJ. Oh, they're going at it.
I think he's going to stuff him. Oh, yeah, Wardy shut the door on him a little bit there. Uh-oh.
Oh. Wardy didn't need to go that wide. You know, but he probably was didn't know where RJ was.
I think, he knew that Ricky'd running in on him any chance he got as well. So, Ricky, I think, was a little more physical of a rider than Wardy was,
Yeah.
Wardy's a little more finesse, and RJ just come in and, he wasn't afraid to pound you.
Yeah, which you know all too well.
Mm-hmm.
Here they go through cutting through lappers pretty easy. It's geez, RJ's getting squirrely, casing stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure those forks were helping at that place. Look at the nice, all them big ruts. Those upside down forks really helped a lot in the ruts.
Diamond just told me that. I did a thing for him. He said the stock production forks, Yamaha's anyways, hung down so low, he could feel them dragging. He was saying about how good the upside downs were for that. Never mind.
Yeah, even when we first got them at Cowie, they still needed some work. They were flexing a little too much, and they were. Actually in Seattle in '89, mine were flexing so bad that the rotor was hitting the caliper and locking the brake on.
Really?
I guess we should have been out testing that.
That week?
Yeah.
Well, you were probably getting too much traction, so the bike was just hooking up and grabbing. Wardy.
Yeah.
It's all over now. RJ's definitely got it.
Yeah, he's got the.
No, spoke too soon.
You sure did.
Spoke too soon. I need to watch more of these.
It isn't like these days. We'd have seen it.
Yeah.
They had 8 cameras on it, and we'd have been able to.
Good point. And also, 4 strokes, you couldn't start it right away.
Yeah, that too.
He would have
Looks like he got right back up though. And is he on him? Yeah, he's gonna.
I don't know.
Back after him and get him again. Yeah, he's right on him.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Well, that didn't take long.
Yeah, what happened there?
Wardy made that mistake. Oh, Jesus, that was scary right there. Oh, jeez. RJ just almost killed himself. Oh, he did it again.
Oh, RJ, this is not his night. Hit a clutch lever maybe on that.
RJ. You're all over the place.
You seem like you're so sad about that.
Yeah.
Looks like who's bad is gonna pull through.
Yeah, I don't know though.
A lot of errors.
A few laps going here. I don't know.
A lot of errors by RJ. Not normally, I don't normally see that back then. He was pretty dominant.
Yeah, well, it's
Fred Andrews in the way.
Like I said, this track's tough. If you really look at the dirt and look at the conditions, the track was always super tough, really ruddy. You can see the chuck holes and all the lips have kickers in them, and it's just really hard to keep smooth and not make mistakes. If you look right here, even the landing has a bunch of ruts in it.
No, everybody's been over jumping that and landing.
And I don't remember the last time I saw the triple go right into whoops. Well, they do sometimes these days.
Yeah,
I've seen it in Anaheim a couple years ago. They go into a.
Every now and then they do. He's coming up again. You can't really. RJ's like a Terminator.
Yeah, he did the work.
Did you ride with him? Not ride with him, but were you guys in El Cajon together at this time, riding at the same tracks?
Definitely not.
Okay, not you.
We were in El Cajon at the same time, but he was up and probably riding the Simi Valley Honda Land track, and like I said, in '88 we got the
would you
track
do
that they
but would you do
use.
the drive up there from here?
I did when I rode for Honda. What happened? They just got him back. We missed it again. Wardy just got back by him. We're talking and not paying attention here. Yeah, I'd make the drive to Simi Valley when I was riding for Honda.
From here.
Yeah, it was rough. If I had to be up there at 8, I'd have to leave at 5 in the morning or something.
Oh, man.
It wasn't too swell.
Yeah, really, huh? Jeez. Wow,
hey, then I went to Cowie, and then it was only an hour and a half away, and that was still rough.
Yeah. Look at this.
Oh, nice.
Wardy's into the camera, man.
I told you, he ain't afraid to punt Wardy off the track.
Man.
Hey, made that
what
race
a battle.
Made that race a lot easier.
Now, do you get him, I wonder, or are you just too tired?
I think I'm maybe a little too far back there to catch him.
He's looking back there for you.
Yeah, I'm like, good work.
Look at that battle.
Wow. Yeah, that was a good race.
Nowadays, both of their entourages would have met in the pits and fought this out. You know what I mean? Because, there's no contact
or you run over.
now.
Yeah.
There's no contact allowed like that.
Yeah, I don't dig that. I don't think it's the way it should be.
Right.
I mean, I understand that there's got to be some safety, but I mean, I like to see a little bit of rubbing, and I like to see guys get physical.
Stewart and Reed.
And leave it on the track.
Right,
You know what I mean? Everything's so played up now. It's like
Stewart and Reed's thing in Phoenix was the biggest deal ever, and you're like,
yeah,
what?
Stupid.
Like,
yeah, totally stupid.
That was about a 2 on your scale of 1 to 10 of takeouts.
Yeah, I like to see some rubbing.
Come on, Dogger.
There you
RJ,
go.
You got to give RJ some credit.
Good ride, that was.
Okay.
I like the takeout move. That was classic. I told you you'd do it.
Yeah, you did. You did call that. RJ, very happy right now. Third on the night.
There you go. Hey.
Maybe we could have just saved everybody the trouble
at
the beginning and called it.
I think I'm going to get the podium. Yeah, like I said,
right.
I pretty much was there all year round. So
yeah,
I got a lot of third place trophies.
Yeah, and a lot of. Did you get third place bonuses then? Would they pay top 3?
I think so.
Yeah.
At the time, I had my accountant doing all that stuff, so I wasn't too.
There you are. You seem
got my
upset.
favorite hat on.
Now, how about that girl later?
Yeah, that'll work. Nice hair. They all would work at that time.
Yeah. You seem upset.
No, I'm just tired.
You do have a. Yeah, I guess everybody's got a towel.
Yeah.
Here's Wardy talking about RJ's takeout.
Should be over there socking RJ in the.
Kind of a little dirty on RJ's part there. Kind of moved over on him,
a little bit.
But like you. That's how things happened. That was frontier justice back in the day.
Exactly.
That's kind of how it went down.
Hey, we saved the end of the race, right? We'll just fix it right now. We won't have to deal with him the rest of the race.
Yeah.
He did come back good, though.
He did. Larry Myers, what do you remember?
Yeah, I had a good relationship with
Did you?
Larry. Larry was always around, great guy, and we hung out, more off the track than
Huffman.
For sure. He would attend some of the after Supercross parties and stuff like that. So I still see Larry, and
you do?
great,
yeah. Cool, right on. Yeah, he's a face of Supercross or a voice of Supercross. He must have done 8 million of these events. Wardy back then too switched to axle boots and a kidney belt. Big deal in my world.
Yeah,
cool. Wardy switching gear.
Yeah, I don't know. I wore Cinesalo a little bit. I did like the axle boots back in the day. They were a little better, I thought, than some of the JT stuff. The JT stuff was pretty thin.
Yeah. You're talking to the girl, I think, right there.
Yeah, she's pretty cute.
RJ's got 3 hats on, not just 2. He's very excited about his takeout.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, girl's got his hand on him.
Wow. That's cool. I think he definitely deserved it after that.
Right.
Put his work in, and I'd like to see the next night of this race or
the night before, because I think this might have been Sunday morning because there was Sunday afternoon.
Double header.
Look at the girl.
Oh, how sweet.
Look at the girl. Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, grabbing his shoulder.
Yeah.
She's giving him some overt signals right there.
Yeah, there you go. After the race.
And you only got third, so maybe you didn't get those signals.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, good year. So 88, you got third in 250 Supercross. I think you get third outdoors.
Thirds
out in 500s too. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest with you. But yeah, I had a lot of thirds that year, and then 89 was a little bit different after RG got hurt, and some other guys stepped up in Supercross, and things started to change a little bit.
A little bit better. Well, hey, this has been the PulpMX Classic Commentary. Thank you, Ron Lechien, for doing 88 Pontiac. Great walk down memory lane. Thanks.
Hey, thanks for having me.